While we're waiting, though, there's a cool feature that was showing Issa and Dave the other day. When you're using Zoom It, you know how you can, not that. How you can, when you draw over a screen, you can pick a color by selecting the whatever color you want, right? O for orange and so on and so forth. There's a color called X, which allows you to blur things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hold Shift while selecting the color, you make it a highlight color.
And I think you can even do that with the shapes too, right? So if you needed to
yeah. So yeah,
So if you needed
do
to hide
X,
So if you needed to hide a
do,
password on a screen. Oh no, I'm just showing the password. 1 minute, I'll just blur that out.
Nice.
And then don't hit escape though, because then it'll show it and you'll be like, oh, I
No.
Who knew that your password was 12345? The same combination I have on my luggage.
My luggage.
My luggage, yes. I will take it away right now. Welcome, everybody, to the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform, a Microsoft and Community Speakers Community Call. I'm your host, Hugo Bernier, and today we have a special community call takeover. Normally, these calls are only for Microsoft speakers to present things, but during the summer, the community is taking over, and this is what we've got scheduled for you. Our agenda for today, the latest updates and news from Microsoft 365 and Power Platform, the latest news across the Microsoft blogs, group picture with Together Mode, and then we have two wonderful demos, one by Sophia prompt columns in Dataverse, and one by Vinay Ayinapurapu from GM Financial, SharePoint Hackathon, the new adaptive learning portal. All right, so let's get started. We have tons of resources available to you. We have community learning videos on YouTube. You got the LinkedIn page for group discussion and updates. We've got our open source repositories. We have our sample galleries, and you can find all of that under one URL. So you don't have to remember all the URLs. You could just go to aka.ms/community/home or community.ms. I guess I lied about having a single URL. But you can get to any of those URLs to get all resources. Our Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community calls happen regularly. On weekly, we have the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community call, which is the call that you're on today. And then on a monthly basis, we have our Power Platform community call, our Office add-in monthly call, and then every other Thursday, we switch between the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community biweekly and the Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework biweekly. You can get to all the calls by going to aka.ms/community/calls, and we publish all the agendas on our community meetup. If you'd like to present, we'd love to see what you have to share. All you need to do is to go to aka.ms/community/request/demo and let us know what your demo is about, and we'll find the perfect spot for you. We have a long lineup ahead of us, so don't be surprised if you end up speaking in a few months from now. But again, your request to present is always welcome. And if you'd like to get started with assets for Microsoft Cloud, you can go to learn.microsoft.com to get all the latest from all the courses, learning paths, and modules. You can go to aka.ms/m365/dev/learn or aka.ms/powerplatform/learn, depending on what technology you want to use. And we have samples. Boy, do we have samples. Our Microsoft 365 and Power Platform sample gallery has more than, I'm going to go ahead and say 2,500. It's easier, and it'll be up to date by the time you watch this video. You can get to aka.ms/community/samples, and you can find all sorts of samples ranging across various technologies, various platforms. All right, and now we have our new public MCP server from the sample gallery, which allows you to search our samples based on keyword, product, author, and complex criteria. You can give it a try in the GitHub Copilot, and you can use any other agent of your choice to do this. Again, that's aka.ms/m365-gallery-mcp. And if you'd like to know how to get started with building these crazy samples, we have some guidance for you. And to talk about it, we have my friend David.
Yes, Hugo, thank you. So everybody, we are still waiting for these schedules to get sessions to get scheduled. Yes, schedules to get sessions to get scheduled. Everybody's on a summer break right now, so we're giving everybody some time to reflect and recharge those batteries, but we'll be getting that scheduled here in the next little bit. What are Sharing is Caring sessions, you may be asking? They are live, they are hands-on, they're with other community members that are wanting to learn how to contribute. The topics vary. Right now, we're focused on how to contribute, as Hugo had said, so if you're a little unsure of how to navigate those GitHub waters and terms like fork and blame and raw and pull request are foreign to you and make no sense, don't worry, you're not alone. But we're going to walk you through it. We're going to guide you. They are live, they're hands-on, they are safe space, which means that we do not record any of them. So you're free to ask any all questions without the fear of it going on record. A lot of times we might be a little afraid of asking a question because we think, well, I've got a question, but no one else has a question. So if no one else asked it, is it a bad question? Tool pro tip, no, there is no bad question. So we want you to feel free to come and ask any all questions, learn together, and it counts as a contribution. So be on the lookout for that. With summer ending, and we're kind of getting closer to the end of summer, I should say, we'll get those sessions scheduled out. We're excited to have them with you all. And a question in the chat came up. Do you know if there are any plans to get something like this set up for Copilot Studio? Great suggestion. Yes, I will talk to Hugo and the team, and in fact, Paul may be able to help out with that as well. So I think we will look into that. And then once you do contribute, we want to recognize you for all the amazing work that you're doing, and our recognition program is alive and well. We are currently in the midst of superhero season, so you can get the Porcupine Rises. This is our bonus badge. There are 4 other badges that you can achieve and attain over the next 3 months, total of 4 months, available to each and every one of you. Absolutely free. All you got to do is contribute to the community, and we will track the work that you're doing. But we do need you to opt in at ak.ms/community/recognition. You give us your GitHub and your email, and we'll be able to track your contributions and award you with these badges, no cost. They are fun, they are accredited, they are real, and it is part of the Best in Class recognition program. That's right. Credly recognized our community because of all the amazing work that you're doing as a Best in Class recognition program, which is pretty awesome. So you want to show your bosses, you want to show your clients that you're making a difference. You are contributing to what is considered a Best in Class community. So thank you all, everyone. Amazing work. Keep up the great work. Please do opt in if you've not already. Lots of opportunities during these badges. I know a few more are coming out here at the end of the year. Of course, some of those annual ones, Season of Getting and Slice of Samples. Hacktoberfest is right around the corner. So if you haven't opted in, then do that. And if you haven't started contributing, it's a great time. Let's get those badges out there and recognize you for the amazing work that you're doing. Hugo, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, David. And we have lots of events happening right now. In fact, we have one that just happened. But in Atlanta, August 11th to 25th, we have some events. In Dallas, November 3rd to 7th. You can go to TechCon 365 to get to these events. We also have the upcoming Power Platform Community Conference. You can join us in Vegas, October 28th to 30th. And we have workshops on the 26th, the 27th, and the 31st. You can go to, I actually don't know the URL, powerplatformconf.com. That's the one. Or you can look for the hashtag PPCC25. And I believe I will be there all along with you. Save the dates also for Microsoft Ignite, the week of November 17th. You can sign up to be notified when the event details are released and registration opens. You can go to ignite.microsoft.com, and we'll see you in San Francisco, California. But wait, we also have ESBC in Dublin 25 from December 1st to 4th. There's over 100 speakers, over 9 tracks. Well, not over, there's exactly 9 tracks. And you can get all the details by going to sharepointeurope.com. And did I say there was more events? Yes, there are. ECS 2026 is happening from May 5th to 7th in 2026 in Cologne, Germany. 3,000 over attendees, 40 sessions, and 85 exhibitors. And I will see you there. Now, if you want to see what's happening in the community itself and you want to keep up, you can go to communitydays.org, where all the events that we mentioned and more are listed here. we have our Copilot prompt library where we get to share some cool prompts. You can actually participate by sharing your cool agent instructions by going to aka.ms/pnp-prompt-library. And our latest prompt of the week is by Craig Terre. You are a friendly, supportive life coach looking to help me catalog and reflect on my life at work. After I start the session explicitly, you will begin with descriptive questions to help me keep track of events and experiences from the day. For example, this could be, how was your day today? Or what were some highlights from your day? Or similar. Then you will ask me interpretive follow-up questions to help me process these experiences. Keep asking questions until I end the conversation explicitly. After I conclude the session, you will create a bullet summary of the most important things I described in the session. If you want to see other cool prompts like this, you can go to aka.ms/pnp-prompt-library. And thanks, Craig, for your cool sample. All right, Dave.
Yes,
we have our optional picture time.
That's right. It is picture time, everybody. Get this fantastic faces ready. Get those cameras turned on. I will take over the screen here and share my screen and move over everybody here. There we go. Excellent. Looking great, Stephanie. I see your cameras working today. Yay. Excellent. Teams has been teamy lately. It's April. Awesome. Looking forward to, we're doing good on time. We got only 2 demos today, so we got a little bit of time if everybody wants to take a second. We'll give it a second. I know that the Teams universe sometimes takes a minute to recognize. Natalie's got her furry little friend with her, and Paul is there. There's Hal. Great to see everyone. Excellent. Okay, we'll give it just another second. Don is doing the fishy wave with his hands. All right, excellent. Let's give it just another second for those that are trying to get in. I know sometimes that camera is a little delayed in Teams. All right. There's Jim. Okay, good. Let's give it the countdown, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Let's wave to the community. Great to see you all. Again, thank you for the amazing work that you're doing. So wonderful that you're all here. Really appreciate the support that you give each and every single day to this community. Would not be possible to have the amazing events, amazing badges, amazing contributions from you all without your passion and community spirit. So thank you very, very, very much. Hugo, back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, this is the best part of the call, which is the demos. We have 2 demos scheduled today, Sophia and Vinay. And let's pass it to Sophia. Sophia, when you're ready, take over the screen.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to present prompt columns in Dataverse, which recently released to public preview 2 weeks ago. So happy to see so many happy faces. If we haven't met yet, I'm Sophia. I'm a product manager intern on the Dataverse team, and I'm going to show you today how you can enrich your Dataverse tables using AI prompt columns. So just to give a little teaser, I've actually gone ahead and created an app already that captures customer feedback for, let's say, a sports equipment store. So you can see here that for every record, I have someone who submitted some sort of feedback. We have their street address, their zip code, and also some feedback about a jacket that they broke, or a jacket that they bought, a soccer ball that broke. And what I want to do is to be able to organize my customers by state and also by sentiment to see if there are any regional trends that I should be aware of. So I've actually created 2 prompt columns, state and also sentiment. And if we go ahead and create a new record, let me just reload this. I'm going to create a new record and fill in exactly what customer information we would typically see. So let's say date submitted for today. Full name, let's say Kelly Hurst. Street address, if we go in and say Lincoln Street, zip code, believe this should be in Wisconsin. Submitted feedback, let's say I absolutely love the new shoes that I bought, would buy again. So I have 2 prompt columns, state and sentiment, and let's see what happens when I click save. So it recognizes that the state is indeed Wisconsin, and also the sentiment of the review is positive. And now what I can do is directly tie this to a dashboard, and potentially I can see like how much positive feedback am I getting from my customers, and also how much of them are coming from specifically Wisconsin. Now, how was I able to do this? And that's where I'm going to be talking about AI prompt columns. So prompt columns is a specialized data type that we recently released. It allows you to find natural language prompts that are tied to other columns in your table. So in my case, what I just demonstrated is I define a natural language prompt to identify the sentiment or the state according to another column as input. So as you can tell, it's very highly contextual, which means that you can derive insightful data from existing data that's already in your table. Aside from that, it's also declarative. I mean, if you're familiar with defining flows using Power Automate, then you're probably familiar with using a lot of logic, defining a lot of if statements. But in this case, you can define the prompt once and then just execute it. And finally, the bread and butter of this is that whatever data or values that get generated using prompt column is immediately available for you to use, which means that I can tie this to a dashboard immediately. I can query, I can filter it. And that really is all in an effort to help you embed Gen AI directly into your tables to enrich your data so that we can help you serve more of your business use cases. So I'm going to do a little demo on how you can actually create a prompt column and use it in your applications. So as you can see, I'm in the Power Apps platform, and I've already created a table, but you can go ahead and create a new table. And it works best if you have for a new table, because one of the limitations right now is that it won't generate values for previous records, but I'm going to show you how to kind of overcome that. So if we go ahead and create a new column, let's say I want to create a column to respond to the feedback. So I'll say feedback response. And then I'll select the data type as prompt. And then you can see that it shows add new prompt dialog here. I'm going to uncheck allow form fill assistance because at this moment it's not applicable. And you can see it'll open up the prompt builder dialog. So there's a lot of things going on here. You can change your model. It already has a pre-filled prompt for you, but I'm going to clear it so that I can write my own. And what I want to do is write personalized responses according to the customer feedback. So I already have a prompt ready for us, and I want to directly refer to another column in my table so it has that kind of context. And in that case, I'm going to refer to my customer feedback column. And you can do this by clicking add content, or you can hit the right slash. So if I hit add content, let me just reload this. You can see that I've added customer feedback as my input. And you can see all my columns here. So I'm going to select customer feedback. And I've defined my prompt. I guess some tips for defining your prompt: just make sure that you're very specific. So you can say that, and you can see that I put, if the feedback is positive, please do these things. If the feedback is negative, please do these things. Make sure it's structured. So have kind of like a step-by-step on how you want the prompt to evaluate your input. And then also just make sure that it has the context as needed. In this case, I put the input. So I've created my prompt. I can actually go ahead and save it, but I just want to make sure it works properly. So in that case, once I save it, I want to test it against one of my existing values. So you can see from before, I had some values in here. So like from Jeremy Harold, let's say I want to test it against his values. So I'm going to click into my input, click into filter attribute, and essentially what I'm doing here is picking out one specific record to test my prompt against. I'm going to filter it by full name because that's easiest for me, and I'm going to use Jeremy Herald. And then let's test it. And what this will do is use Jeremy Herald's customer feedback and put it through this prompt to generate a result. So yes, it generated a personalized response to Jeremy's feedback. And now what I can do is, because this is now available directly in my table, maybe I can set up a workflow to automatically reply to his feedback. And you just want to confirm that you're using the right input by clicking on knowledge used. So you can see here, it is indeed Jeremy Herald. Okay, so now that we've defined our prompt, let's go back into our table. So at this moment, you can create up to 5 prompt columns, and also you can have multiple inputs. So maybe I didn't want only customer feedback. Maybe I wanted to put in their name as well, for example. In that case, I can add multiple inputs into my prompt by doing exactly what you saw before, which is add content. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save my column now. So once I save my column, I should see it in my table. And because I've already added, oh, it's right here. Because I've already added several records, and also this is an existing table, I'm going to show you how we can update that. So I'm going to open the app. And if this is a new table for you, you want to create a new app. And I'm going to make sure that my form has that new prompt column that I created. So as you typically would, I'm going to just drag my new prompt column onto my form. And there it is. I'll save and publish it. And then I'm going to add it to my view so that I can make sure that I can see my prompt column values. So once this is done saving and publishing, we can head back into editing the view. So this is save and published now. So we're going to go into the view, and you can see that I have my prompt columns here, state and sentiment, but I also want to make sure that I have my new prompt column, which is feedback response. I'm going to save and publish that. And then now we're going to test it again with our new prompt column and by creating a new record. So let's quickly do that by creating a new record. We'll do new name. We'll do Sally. We'll do Sally Hansen. Street address. Let's do something. Well, we'll put a random address. And then we'll put. So this is some mock data. Submitted feedback. We'll put it as I hate this shirt. Please let me return it. And so now I have 3 prompt columns here. I'm going to save that. And as you can see, it's identified that it's a negative, that the state is Michigan, and then it drafted an appropriate response saying that, oh, I acknowledge that you're unhappy with the shirt. So there you have it. Now we're able to utilize this data to make sure that to not only simplify our workflows, but also to enrich our data. And I just wanted to show a little tidbit of, as I mentioned before, one of the limitations is that for previous records, if you add a new prompt column, it won't populate right away. So how you might want to get around this is that prompt columns values get generated for new records and also updated records. So in this case, if I update one record, then I should have a feedback response. There you go. So that's what prompt columns is about, and we'd love for you to try it. I just want to make sure that we explore some of the use cases. So I showed customer support, like frequently, maybe answering frequently asked questions, generating some sort of a response to what you have in your tables. Content creation is also another powerful way you can use this. So if you have a table with a lot of different data and you want to create some sort of summary or you want to create a blog article on it, then prompt column is a really great way to kind of combine all of that data. We saw a little bit of data analysis, especially through sentiment analysis. It also works for classification. So if I wanted to, for example, classify every feedback by product category. This feedback refers to shirts. This feedback refers to pants. I can do that with prompt column. And then finally, if you want to tie it to other parts of the Power Platform, that's also possible by automatically setting up a workflow to maybe do some reporting, data entry, or scheduling. So there are a lot of diverse use cases you can use prompt column for, and we'd love for you to try it out. We have a few resources for you to get started. So as a starting point, do head on to our documentation, which can be found here. I have the link. And also on this should have everything you need to get started. We also recently released a blog article outlining prompt column, and it has a video walking you through exactly like how you want to approach creating a prompt column and also utilizing it. And then finally, we'd love to hear feedback from you. So if you've tried out this feature, go on to make.powerapps to start creating a prompt column and then log your feedback under the Power Platform community forum so that we can get the feedback we want from you. And we'd love to hear about how you're using prompt column as well as how can we make it better for you. So that's it for prompt column. And I'll pass it over back to the organizers.
Thank you so much. That was really cool. I love how we'll be able to leverage prompt columns and without having to require a workflow behind the scenes. Cool. All right. Well, we have Vinay Ayinapurapu. That's next. Vinay, when you are ready, please take over the screen.
All right. Am I visible to everyone? All right.
I'm not sure. Can anyone else see Vinay's
I see your camera, Vinay, but if you want to share your screen, there you go.
There we go. You're in.
Okay. Apologize for my Macintosh. I have two monitors, but okay. All right. Thank you so very much. I'm so excited to be part of this today's learning sessions. And this is what I want to present for today, which is the SharePoint Hackathon and the new Adaptive Learning Portal. Before we dive into the demo, a little bit about myself. As you know, my name is Vinay Ayinapurapu, and I'm the PNP first-time presenter. I'm not looking handsome like David here, so that's okay. What about me? And I'm passionate about technology, and I am a continuous learner, where my wife always complains I always sit on the laptop. But that's not right. I do have some hobbies too. I do play cricket in the weekends. I play guitar. You see two guitars in the background. And I do sing, not at this moment, but I do sing for my entertainment. And I skate just started. Maybe I need Visa's tips on how to make me a pro. Also, I'm a proud dad of two amazing girls. Now let's get to the team. We too worked on this part with myself, Vinay Ayinapurapu, and Radha Krishna Tatvarti. Believe we should be in the call, but we'll try to go with the demo for now. And before we go into it, what is the problem statement? And most of our organizations, especially in the corporate, IT, and business, we have knowledge sharing sessions, and we do have trainings, and we do have presentations, and something like how do we organize everything in a better place? Maybe it will be in a single site collection. You want to differentiate between different site collections and integrate into a hub. So based upon our initial idea, we try to understand the problem statement from the customer where they have difficulty in finding the content, For example, they want to look for specific training. It's hard for them to search within the single site collection. Though we have Copilot chart and AI capabilities, sometimes it is trying to navigate into the content. If at all they want to go back to the home page, it's becoming real confusing. So, what was the end goal? Basically, everybody wants to have a landing page so that they can clearly see what trainings are available, what is the latest content, what they can learn. They can go to the required trainings easily, and they can also schedule your learning within the SharePoint portal and also navigate to the different training sessions or the knowledge sharing hubs without any confusion. So what was the architecture we came up with it? This is completely out of the box as there is no coding in this adapt learning portal. All we used is hub and site architecture where we created 4 site collections and then we promoted one of the site collection to an hub site and then we associated all these remaining sites into the hub site and all the references of hub sites and the site architecture will be there in the references section and I will post that in the chat. How did we accomplish this? As you know, it's the SharePoint online sites. We used the SharePoint view formatting to customize the view so that they can get the links to the trainings or they can schedule their learnings. We also use the Hero web part to navigate to the different sites, sites web part for the site navigation piece. We use the documents web part to show all the highlighted trainings that is coming up. We also use the site pages to host the content, basically to design the learning portal and use a document library to host the libraries, basically to store all the videos and documentation inside the document library. All right. Now let's get into the demo time. Sorry, I'm a little bit early. So this is how the landing page looks like. So all the users can come to the home page and they will be having a navigation here. So this is the landing page. And I will go through this page. How did we design in a little bit? First of all, if you see, this is the Hero web part. The header piece was built. It's Hero web part. And if you edit the page, all we did is we tried to get the Hero web part. And inside the Hero web part, we created 4 tiles. And for each tile, we uploaded the custom icon. And we also given the what should be the destination for that, link to that image. So everything was designed in the same manner. And you can also change the look and feel. Currently, tiles is appropriate for it, but you can also change it to carousel or layers based upon your requirement needs. The next section of the page is the highlighted content web part. So what it does, it basically gets the overall content with all the child sites, which means the sites associated to the hub, and it will display all the content. Currently, if you see the sort by parameter, it was using most recent, which means whatever is the latest updated, and you can see the trending videos. This is also the highlighted content web part, but here the only thing is that it was sort by the trending, which means based upon the number of views, your content will be displayed in this page. So that's how the home page of the landing hub was designed. Let me discard these changes. And now let's go to the one of the training thing, which is the M365, because this is a Microsoft session. I want to go with M365 training sessions. So inside this, it will have an header piece as well as the section that contains the latest trainings as well as the navigation. So how this was being designed, again, this is also pretty simple. We were just using the modern page controls here. And inside the modern page, we were using the text web part. We just dragged that custom icon. And also we put the headings based upon the needs. Currently, it's a simple text with bold and then with 68 is the font size. And remaining all are subheadings and information. Again, you can design according to your needs. So how simple it is. And also we will use the sites web part here to get the navigation. What we did is we used the sites web part, and also we only selected the hub sites and the sites which are part of this training hub. And then we used the layout as grid. That's the only thing we did. Document library, if you see, this is where the main complexity comes. This was using one of the custom view, which is called custom JSON view, and I will go to that in a different section where the user will have option to see the training, and they can play the video, as well as if they don't have time now, they can click on add to calendar. That means they can schedule it, and whenever according to the scheduling, they can go to the learning and do it. And I will show this piece in a while. Let me discard these changes again. First of all, I will play this demo, which means the moment I click on it, it basically opens up in a separate page, and then you will have a description of what the page is, and then what it describes about, and what is the duration, and user will have option to play the video. And currently there is no video. I am I'm just pausing it. This is basically and I will show you how it was being designed. If you edit this page, all we did is we just added the file and media web part, and then we were describing the description, which is the page properties, and then we were using the duration also as one of the page property, and then we just published this page. The next section I want to show you is how you add to the calendar. User will have option to add to calendar. The moment you click on it, it will basically opens up your Outlook. And then if you see the properties like title and the description is already being passed into this calendar, so you don't have to do anything. Either you can always invite attendees if you want to learn with others, and you can save it, which means it will be added to your calendar. And I can always see in my Outlook calendar it's been scheduled. Same thing with other pages. And how this page was designed and the view I will show you in a moment. And if you see, we were using those site assets library, not site assets, basically episode content to host the content. Currently, whatever videos you see, these are all hosted in stored in the episode content. And from this episode content, we were using the file and media web part to display in these pages. And inside the site pages, we created the site pages for each and every training. And then we were using the image thumbnail to get the custom icon uploaded, as well as we were using the page properties called duration and the description to display the what this video is talking about. So, and coming to this one, this is where the magic is all happening. This is the custom JSON view. And before we dive into this thing in the context of HTML, just think it of just this box as a container. And inside the container, we have another container to host the image. And we have container to store the title, another container to store the description, and another container for the play button, as well as the required metadata. And I just want to show you the outline of it. This is the JSON format outline I'm just trying to describe. So we created one div tag within this column, just a custom JSON view, and then we used the image to store that image in a container, heading, description, play button, and add to calendar. And how does it look like in a Visual Studio Code? And this is what the formatting that we used. And first thing is coming from the Microsoft, so there is nothing we did. And remaining thing is like image thumbnail. This property is needed to get the actual thumbnail property to get the image. So if you see this image, this is coming from the thumbnail property. The other one is the play button, and make sure that play button is stored in this one of your site assets. That way the play button will be displayed in the view. Similarly, the duration, as you see, it's in one container, and active calendar is in another container. All I'm doing is I was just using this Outlook REST API, and I'm passing the subject and title to the respective body and description. So this will take care of your scheduling part. So that's the overall part. If you want this code, everything was explained, put it in the reference section. So you can always copy and paste it, and you can use it to your uh, organization needs or your personal needs. Just make sure that while you do it, you have to make sure the play button is loaded into your site assets, whatever is the site you are trying to do. And at the same time, you need to make sure the image thumbnail column has been created as a part of image column. And then that needs to be, those are the two things you need to take care. So that's the pretty much out of it. So what we did is basically we created the landing hub, and then we used the hero web part. We used the navigation piece for each site using this hero web part, as well as in the home page you can see all the trending videos, all of the recent videos. If user is interested, they can go to specific trainings from that home page, which is a SharePoint homepage for the specific site. They can try to go to any of the trainings that they are interested in. That's the demo part. And what would be the next steps here? As well as we have, it's currently the next plan is to add the AI capabilities to the portal, which means currently user is able to schedule, but they're not getting reminders if they are not completing it. So that's what we're trying to add. And we were trying to use the chat assistant that will answer some of the questions like what is my due, what are my required trainings, what are my trainings scheduled. And also there is some feature that we are trying to add. If at all you want to present in the local internet, we want to just put a SharePoint list and then an approval process to see how they can register as a speaker, and that will show in the homepage like upcoming sessions. And next one is the quizzes, which means whatever you have learned, it will try to create a score out of your learning and then present you a learning score at the end. So those are the next steps. And again, I'm still want to come back and present this in my next series, and it will happen soon. And these are the references that I took, and I will put it in the chats. I think, David, I need your help to put this in your references chat, in the Teams chat. And finally, and okay, this is one thing I want to show you as part of the final one. Basically, if you see the prompts, and I was using this prompt to understand how the view, what is the view formatting. For example, like I showed, if you don't understand this code, what it is been doing, I can always come with Visual Studio Code and take help of that chat option here, which is GitHub Copilot chat. Somewhere I will be seeing. And this is what I used as a prompt, like explain the current JSON file, what it does with the SharePoint view formatting. And you see it given all the information, what was the purpose of this and how did I use it. And it also tell you that you have to reference these things properly in your view formatting. So there you go. You can take help of Copilot too, and then get the understanding of the JSON formatting as well. So that's all from my end. In the end, we covered also the GitHub Copilot, which is not part of this agenda. And thank you so very much for listening to me. And I'm looking forward for your next sessions, which is to present it in the next upcoming meetings. And over to you, David. Thank you. And Hugo, sorry.
Thank you so much. That was a very cool demo. I'd like to thank both our speakers today, Sophia and Vinay Ayinapurapu, for the demo. or demos. And Vinay, that was a hackathon entry as well, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, cool. And it was also your first time presenting, by the way.
That is correct. Yeah.
Well, just so you know, next time you present, we expected you to be presenting while on skates and singing and playing the guitar. That's just the rule for everybody else that presents. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so thank you everyone for attending the call. The next Microsoft 365 and Power Platform weekly call will be on the 12th of August at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and where we'll have the latest news for Microsoft Engineering and the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform. We'll still have our community together mode group photo, and then Sean and Jason are going to be presenting about data discovery and exploration with Dataverse, and Wasil is going to be talking about his SharePoint hackathon entries using AI-powered employee help desk for SharePoint. You can join our official Discord server to connect, learn, and collaborate. You can get the latest updates and ask questions directly or stay up to date by going to aka.ms/community/discord. We have almost 3,000 members. You can also scan the handy QR code if you'd like to. And if you want to give us some feedback on the calls, we're always trying to improve. So rate the call content, provide input on how we can improve by going to aka.ms/community/calls/feedback. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for attending. The recording for this call will be available in 24 hours on the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel by going to aka.ms/community/YouTube. You can get all our updates by going to our LinkedIn or Blue Sky links. And for our next call, again, August 12th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. All available community calls can be found by going to aka.ms/community/calls. Thank you, everyone. Have a great, wonderful day.